Welcome to the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters. This is a fast and aggressive format, and we've seen some surprising defeats and some courageous wins at this tournament. Some have had it easy and some have had to claw it through to the quarterfinals. Let's see the draw so far.
The quarterfinals underway with Chris Barnes, the defending champion, marching into the semi-finals after a narrow win over his Finnish rival. The American awaits the winner of our next clash. That's Jason Belmonte of Australia and Badr El Sheikh, the teenage sensation from Saudi Arabia.
Tonight, Badr El Sheikh takes on Jason Belmonte. Let's meet the players.
My name is Jason Belmonte and I'm from Australia. I'm playing Badr El Sheikh from Saudi Arabia.
I'm Badr El Sheikh from Saudi Arabia. I'm playing against Jason Belmonte from Australia.
Should be a good match, I hope. He's a very good bowler, and you know, we're both young, so we're not going to leave anything left in the tank after we're done.
He's a very great bowler. Maybe he's one of the best bowlers in the world.
He's going to be really, really good when he gets older. Not that he's not good now, but you know, every year with experience, he's going to get just better and better.
I'm comfortable. The lanes is very nice. I like the people. They are very nice people, and I wish to have good performance.
I feel good. You know, I like this lane, I like this format, and I like the arena we're playing. So, you know, I'm going to give him a run for his money. Don't worry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed, and a very, very warm welcome here to the Metrodome in Barnsley. It's the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters. Quarter-final stages brought to you by Matchroom Sport. Here on the purpose-built single lane, the players are here to lift the coveted title and, of course, the $30,000 first prize. Well, it's quarter-final stages. Let's meet the players. Firstly, would you please welcome, all the way from Australia, he is the Euro Challenge champion. It's Jason Belmonte.
Jason Belmonte caused one of the big upsets of round one when he crushed the former champion Jens Nickel of Germany. Jason is 23, comes from New South Wales in Australia, and has won the Super Bowl High Roller as well as back-to-back Kuwait Open titles. And who'd bet against a guy nicknamed Hollywood?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Asian Games champion, ladies and gentlemen, it's Badr El Sheikh.
Badr El Sheikh is still only 19, yet he already has a worldwide reputation. The youngster squeezing past England's Darren Cundy in round one, not afraid of playing away from home after success in countries as far apart as Korea and Germany, and in contests as tough as the AMF World Cup and the Asian Championship, where he's collected a string of gold medals. Your commentators for this clash are Cass Edwards and first, Simon Golding.
The second of our quarter-finals about to get underway. 4 practice balls for both these competitors before things really start to heat up. It's a match between two young stars in the world of 10-pin bowling, and Cass Edwards, these two guys, they basically are the future.
Oh, Simon, without a doubt, yes. Jason, the best bowler to come out of Australia since cricketing superstar Shane Warne, and Badr, recent double gold medalist at the Asian Games.
Of this man, he's a real showman. We've nicknamed him Hollywood, although he's pretty much known worldwide as Belmo. And there are his stats so far. Average revs 550, but he frequently goes over 600 when he wants to put that extra bit of fizz on the ball. 16 strikes so far in the competition, and only that one open frame. And with stats like that, you know why he's in the quarter-final. The Australian in great form, and he's the sort of confident, outward-going character that you would expect to excel in this head-to-head encounter on this single-lane format. His opponent then, just a youngster, but because of his successes back in the World Cup, the Kubica AMF World Cup in 2005, where he achieved 3rd place, we've known about him for some time now, Cass. And in 10-pin bowling, it's great to be the young buck. It's great to be a player that's performing so well at just 19 years of age, but let's add 10 years to that. This boy's going to be good.
Well, he'll still be around in 10 years' time, no doubt. As I say, double gold medal winner in the recent Asian Games. singles Masters winner, and actually won the doubles with his brother Hassan, so it's certainly keeping the gold in the family, shall we say.
Average revs just a bit lower, and as you will have heard from several of our commentators, Cass included, when you have your thumb in the ball and you're bowling single-handed, you can't quite produce the same amount of revs as the two-handers. And we've only got one two-hander left in the competition. Palermo out in his quarter-final match to PBA bowler Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes through to the semi-final, and he awaits the winner of this match. So the matches just keep getting better and better.
I'm absolutely amazed. It's quite a highlight of anyone's bowling career to sit and watch these top players from all around the world, including PBA superstar Chris Barnes.
Batter looks locked in, doesn't he?
Just look absolutely fantastic. This lane is freshly dressed with lane conditioner. Compliments of UK's #1 tech, Ross Gibson, our friends from Complete Leisure.
Yeah, it's an interesting relationship that the lane conditioning operative has with the players.
Right, shake hands, gentlemen. Wish you good luck, good bowling.
Same as the relationship of the match referee and the players. Bernie White just out to wish the players good luck. He'll be presiding over this match, as indeed he is for the whole of the tournament. But I think the players are very pleased with the work that Ross has done so far at this tournament.
Absolutely, yes. A nice medium to high scoring condition. Great consistency with the use of the lane conditioning machine, the Kegel Lane Walker, which is quite a new innovation. And it's Belmonte to open up proceedings.
And the second quarter final not underway as Jason Belmonte would have liked it. He often points out, yes, it's great to arrive at the pocket with plenty of revs and plenty of power, but if you're off target, you can leave yourself some pretty horrible shots.
Yes, indeed. Just a light hit to start with. Didn't quite get up to the pocket. High revolutions on the ball. And just a little bit concerned there. Just makes the head pin and leaves himself the 2, 4 and the 8 pin. A little clutch to spare, which he takes away straight away.
That is a very nice spare to hit early doors. Batter, though, will be looking to get off the mark with a strike. There's that two-handed style, and slight concern as he watches it down the lane, but that was never really in doubt.
Simon, as we've spoken before, and I know it's very early, but we have mentioned that the player that gets off to the goodest start and starts stringing those strikes, and we're talking not 1s and 2s, but 4s, 5s and 6 strikes in a row, they're the ones that are likely to end up being the winner. That's what you have to do at this highest level of bowling. And Badra is right in the 1-3 pocket, first shot, and that is a great strike to start with.
Bang on cue from the right-handed bowler, right-handed single-handed bowler. Jason Belmonte bowls to the right-hand side, but has both hands on the ball. That allows him just to get that extra bit of rip and revolution on his delivery. But you still got to get it into the pocket. It's got to be in the right place between that head pin and that 3 pin. Once again, a bit of a light hit.
Yeah, very high speed there. The ball just sailed on, didn't it? Didn't quite make the head pin, almost identical to the last shot, speed-wise. And again, it's left that 2 and that 8 pin standing, that little sleeper we've spoken about in the past. Not the best start for Jason, and he's going to have some accuracy here to take these 2 away. Must cover that back pin, the 8 pin. Just go for some high revs, and lots of hook, and takes it away very nicely.
That's pretty much what Belmo's looking for. He's looking for that ball to hook back in very hard into the pocket, but hasn't quite got his distances right, but he's sparing perfect so far. Al Sheikh then working a strike from the first frame. That's not the best start for Belmonte, but not over by a long chalk this match.
Well, it's a very short format, just 2 games. These guys are normally used to playing between 20 and 30 games each tournament they enter. This is just a short sprint for them, 2 games, but it's so important to get out in front and try and stay there. Build up that early lead.
Almost exactly the same spare as was left by Belmonte in that first frame.
Yeah, that ball just skidding on, not quite getting up in the back end. The last 20 feet of the lane is bone dry. That's where the high friction bowling balls dig into the lane and get bite and grip and ripped back to the pocket, but that one just didn't quite make it. So again, accuracy on the spare. Needs to cover all 3 pins of this little cluster spare he's left.
We just caught a little sight of the sticker that Badra has on his left shoe as he spares that one nicely. What's that all about, Cass?
Yeah, Badra's got a little aide memoir on the left toe of his bowling shoe. Nice and relaxed, I think he said it is what he's written on there. Written in English. Just a little aide memoir for him. There it is. Nice and easy, that's what it says. So under pressure, he just needs to look at his left foot and he gets all the advice that he needs.
The sports psychologists have been at work. And Belmo into the pocket this time, and when he makes it, then there's usually only one result. It's the first strike from the Australian.
Yes, that's encouraging for Jason. He's hit the pocket first time and ripped the rack, so one assumes that he's now lined up and may well stay there, which will be interesting to see.
Looking happy enough and relaxed. He's here to win, there's no doubt about that. At 23 years of age, you just don't fear anybody. Badr coming off the back of that 7 spare. He's back into it as well. This is starting to warm up quite nicely now.
Yeah, a bit of a double dump here on the lane. That one bounced off his hand. Didn't get it right, but the ball's in the right place. It's on the lane, it's rotated right up into the pocket and taken a strike. So in his eyes, that looks absolutely perfect.
And he didn't want to make eye contact there, did he, with his coach, Mario Joseph, who is right in the front row of the audience. Yes. Knew he got away with it, and that's how things look after the first 3 frames. Very little to tell between the two. Belmonte just 2 pins down. There's a double.
Oh, Belmo's getting locked in. Now obviously warmed up under these TV lights. This is what it's all about. 585 revs per minute on that ball. Not quite breaking the 600 mark, but you can see the damage that that ball does when it enters the pocket. There's a pin stand, no chance. That's the line he's shooting, down between 15 and 10 board, in between second and third arrow, and making the pocket very nicely.
Well, he's been a bit deeper than that in the previous round, so he's clearly working to the outside of the lane. Nice work from Badr. Got to spend a bit of time with the young man from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia back in 2005 as he progressed through that World Cup tournament, and he's a real gentleman. Absolutely loves his bowling and very ambitious within the world of 10-pin and within life as well. He's an engineer. That's what he's training as at the moment, and he's engineering a pretty good score here.
I understand Badra's actually going to live in Australia for a couple of years, going to university there, and will no doubt meet up with Jason and cross on the lanes somewhere at a tournament or the other.
Great work from Belmo to turn that into a turkey. 3 strikes in a row then from the Australian.
Yeah, a couple of low 5s there, because Jason double dumped that one as well on the lane. Bounced it off the hand, straight into the lane, 2 hits and hit the pocket as well, and that's why he's reacted like that. Wasn't over happy with the shot, very happy with the result. 3 strikes in a row.
He's as honest as they come, isn't he, Jason Belmonte? Wears his heart on his sleeve. He started bowling at a very young age, and at 5 he had a league average of 117 with a high game score of 179. That's why he bowls with 2 hands. As Badr Sheikh turns his double into a turkey as well. These two matching each other strike for strike at the moment, but Jason unable to pick the ball up and bowl it single-handed, so 2 hands was the norm, and he actually rolled his first 10-pin bowl down the alley at 18 months of age. They start him young in Australia.
Probably the reason why he's a 2-handed player. At that sort of age, the bowling balls will be much too heavy to carry single-handed.
Oh no, problems.
Absolutely, yes. That was almost a 2-8-10 split. The ball's hurried on down the lane. Only just made the head pin, although it was coming back into the pocket. It's left an 8-10. This is likely to be an open frame. Big split, and it is.
Well, he takes his medicine, just accepting that that was going to be open, took out one of the pins at least. And Badr now, if he can turn this turkey into a four-bagger, he's going to be okay. Jason Belmonte, once again, with a bit of pressure in this game.
Yeah, that's the only problem with this high-rotating ball. If you're not in the pocket, you really don't break the pins up so much. You can leave yourself lots of nasty little splits and cluster spares.
Well, it's not a problem for him yet.
Our stats tell us that his last ball was through the 600 revolutions per minute. As I say, unfortunately, it was not in the pocket. Badr to take the lead.
There it goes. So, oh, that's fantastic bowling.
4 strikes in a row. Takes advantage of Belmonte's open frame. And now there's daylight between them. See, the rev rate is 100 revs per minute less than Belmonte. He still makes the pocket and carries all 10 pins, so there's the difference between the two. You don't have to have those rev rates to carry pins as long as you're in the pocket.
Those are the available maximums. 544 for Belmonte, 580 for his opponents. And Belmonte straight back into the pocket. I wonder if this is going to be the pattern of the game. Cass, it could all come down to whether Badr makes any errors.
Likewise with Belmonte, that 8-10 split was in the middle of 4 strikes in a row, and it was so expensive. It cost him dearly, and he knows it.
Well, there's his line over that third arrow. So not quite as wide as he was going at the start of this game. He's come a little deeper, but he's having to make some changes. He's having to force the issue at the moment, whereas Badr Al Sheikh, well, he was looking keyed in. He's got a chance to spare this one. There's a chance to get that messenger across and take out the 10 pin.
Pretty difficult split here. Left 4 pin standing. It's the 2, 4, 8 and the 10 off of a ball that sailed out just a little bit too wide. The speed was quite high. Just didn't get his radar directed, and Mario Joseph, national coach of the Saudi team, looks on with great concern. This too could be an open frame, and he could well have let Jason back in the match here. Gave it a try, but only 2 pins, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we're back pretty close again. 242 now, the maximum that is available to Badr Al Sheikh. 244 for Jason Belmonte. Well, Jason's been pretty consistent in terms of his speed. Just 0.2 of a kilometre deviation, so he's got that part of his game right. The consistency's there, but he's varied those rev rates quite a bit. He's just searching for something on the lane at the moment, isn't he?
Absolutely, yes, and it could be that the lane is changing slightly. Belmonte back with a double, jumps on Badr's open frame.
Seek and you shall find, I think is the phrase.
Absolutely, yes, and it may well be that the lane's changing a little bit. The oil has been now moved around by both players playing to the right-hand side of the lane. The heat from these television lights burning down onto the lane, that oil moves around, and it almost teases with the players, and they can only tell by the ball reaction where the oil has moved, and they have to make adjustments in their setup accordingly.
Strike rate just dropping a touch for Belmonte, down to 66%. We've seen Chris Barnes over 70% on his striking rates. Badr then. Try to get rid of that last open frame. He needs a double really to cancel that out, and that's the first of them.
Well, pretty fortunate there. He sailed a bit wide and managed to get the ball back to the pocket. Left the 10 pin standing, but our old favourite messenger, the head pin, comes off the left-hand kickback and goes right across the pin deck to take that 10 pin away. Nice and steady at the line. Nice still head, great follow through. Where's that one going to go? Well, you watch the head pin off the left-hand kickback, and there it goes, takes the 10 pin away. Great pin action.
Same for Belmonte. There's a second turkey of this first game for the Australian. Just the blemish of that open frame in the 6th.
Simon, can you believe we're already down to the 9th frame? That was Belmonte's foundation frame, frame number 9.
Well, as ever, Cass, it's flying by. It's just the quality of these players. It's an absolute privilege to watch them in action.
We thank, obviously, our Stato man and Andrew Penny and our Cat's Lane system here for these details coming through about ball speeds and rotation on the ball.
Good work. Bada turns it into a double, so in effect he has cancelled out that open frame that he left, and his foundation frame is also a strike.
Yeah, both set up for a big 10th frame and just 2 pins difference. Both working on 2 strikes. Actually, Belmonte working on 3 strikes, but going into the 10th frame, just 2 pins in Belmonte's favour.
Good tournament stats for Bada El Sheikh. They'll be pretty pleased with those at the moment. Belmonte then to close out this first game. 244 is the maximum available if he strikes through, and the emotions now starting to spill over. Big celebration from Belmo after this one. Drop the revs down. Got the result.
A nice bit of body language there. He realised that that's a very important ball. It gives him the opportunity to shoot 2 more strikes in the 10th frame. Off the sheet for 244, which will give him the lead, as slight as it may be. Should be leading starting game number 2.
This is great stuff from Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, you can see the aggression in his body language, and he's letting out a few shouts as well. He knows when that ball's right. Absolute run of the clock. It carries all 10 pins. Nice to see.
Now 1 more strike and he will definitely lead. Could be 2 pins the lead, or if Bada El Sheikh misses one of his strikes, maybe a little more than that. But it's going to be close. Oh, he got it. Touch of luck.
Just a change of line there on that last ball. Jason went fishing just to see if there was anything out on the outside of the lane. Got the reaction he was looking for and made another strike. Finished in grand style with 6 in a row.
So 544, the maximum still available to Belmonte, but 244 from that first game. Once again, he's turned in some good numbers.
Interestingly, 3 pins down on his average for his first round match when he averaged 247. So he's there or thereabouts. It was a great game.
Bada composing himself for 3 very important deliveries. No, straight through the head pin. Overreacted when it got to the dry part of the lane, and it's left him a spare again. It's going to cost him some shots here, isn't it? His maximum's moved down to 219 against Belmonte's 244 at the moment.
High through the head pin, leaves himself the 3, 6 and 10 pin cluster spare on the right hand side of the lane. Now he needs to be accurate. Mario looking quite concerned. Yeah, about 3 boards inside his previous strike line. Needs to keep this one nice and tight. Must hit that head pin. Oh dear, and that's a big open frame in frame number 10.
And his score plummets to 207. So it is Jason Belmonte of Australia. Tricky start for him, but came back very strongly to close out that game, and he leads very comfortably at the moment.
Welcome back to the PartyPoker.net World 10-Pin Masters. Now this is where the greats of the game come together under the pressure of the lights. Let's get back to the game where Jason Belmonte and Bada El Sheikh are playing to try and score that place in the semi-final.
Bada has got a few things to think about now in this match. He started so solidly, had that wonderful 4-bagger through the middle of the first game, and it was all looking good. He should have really had a lead on Belmonte, but then a very frustrating open frame for him in frame 7.
Yeah, 7 strikes in the game, which should have been good enough, but unfortunately the 2 big open frames that you're talking about Reduced his score down to just over 200.
Yeah, that first open knocked his confidence, didn't it? And then the open frame right at the end destroyed his score, unfortunately.
Yeah, the 10th frame, the 3 shots in the 10th frame gives you the opportunity to make 30.